Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of
Fear the Queer, a show that talks about everything on our gay agendas. I'm Kyle.
And I'm Josh. And on tonight's episode, we are going to be talking everything about new beginnings. Because Kyle and I were having some amateur psychic moments about feeling something new coming on the horizon. But before we get into that, Kyle, what have you been up to? Because I haven't talked to you.
I've done. Yeah, I know. I was like, well, I like that we both went into like the gay leg thing, where we put our legs underneath and we're just like, okay, now we're comfy.
Right.
Yeah. So, I've been doing a lot of sleeping, a lot of soul searching. But actually, we went to Drag and Drive with all the drag queens. That was very fun.
Yes.
Yep. And even though we're like, meh, RuPaul, we're like,
yes, queen.
Performers. Yeah. Yes, queen.
Yes, queen.
Gross. Oh, God. I feel like I'm too old. I'm too white.
That's it.
I had my birthday.
Oh, that's right. Happy 30th, Miss Leo.
You paused because you were like, oh, shit. Do I tell Kyle's real age?
No, the reason why I paused is because I keep forgetting that you're actually 30 because you're so young looking.
Oh my God, thank you. It's all of it's all of the sweat. It keeps me looking real moisturized.
Right.
It's just had some moisturizer. It's my tears, my sweat. Had to be, ready for camera.
Exactly.
But besides that, we have gone to Black Lives Matter protests.
Correct. With a good friend of the pod, Miss Jill Conkle, JMK all the way. All three of us have been trying to donate to a lot of Black Lives Matter causes, a lot of organizations that help with trans, LGBTQ, Black Lives Matter, all of it. And on top of that, trying to survive this really, really sad summer and fucking insane summer.
Yeah, it's like quarantine. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, okay, I don't feel as insane as I did in March and April and May and June. But I definitely, I don't know. It's still like it's an uneasy feeling.
Yeah, which is the point of this whole episode we're talking about, because both Kyle and I have been talking recently about how we feel like even though quarantine has pretty much stayed the same, the coronavirus total numbers are still very high. We don't really see any future of that coming down anytime soon. There's something weird going on in the sense of like, it feels like things are being rushed into fall time. Like whether it be jobs reopening, schools having to go back, unemployment getting kicked off and like benefits being lost for a million people.
Yeah.
We feel like there's something up in the air. And so tonight, we're going to go to the stars once again and ask them, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, because nothing says we're going to get our answers like looking to the sky and waiting for a reply.
Old man yelling at the clouds.
Where's my answer? That's literally me.
Right.
Except I'm yelling at my like YouTube, or not my YouTube, my Grubhub driver.
Where is it?
Don't mind my sponge.
Before we get into the heart of our gay agenda tonight, Kyle, what are we drinking?
I am drinking this influencer. Oh, you can't see it, but it's a coffee. It's from a very. I'm drinking a nice coffee. Let's be real. I'm drinking a nice coffee. I would. What are you drinking?
I am drinking a vodka diet ginger ale cocktail that it's all that's in my fridge, and so I just threw them all together, and voila.
Doesn't sound terrible. I would join you, but this is like my morning. Like I just woke up a few hours ago, so. If I have a cocktail first.
I'll say minutes.
Yeah, I woke up a few minutes ago. I slept in this. Yeah, so cheers, queers.
Cheers, queers.
Clink, clink. Look how much coffee I drink.
I know, it's just like any day now.
I need to stay caffeinated, otherwise I die. But before we get into the heart of our gay agenda, we are going to be doing another segment of Catch That
Queer,
in which we highlight someone within the LGBTQ plus community who has affected us positively either in the past, present, or
future. Featuring Drake.
Featuring Drake. Oh my God. I literally was thinking like Future, not the rapper. Because
Right.
I'm young.
I'm hip.
I'm young. I'm hip. I'm hip with the kids. They get
Yes.
it. So Josh and I were kind of talking, like we said, we've been going to a lot of Black Lives Matter protests. We've been donating to a lot of causes. We've been researching a lot of causes, sharing, getting into arguments on Facebook.
Especially with like half your family specifically.
I know. Well, the funny thing is that like my intermediate family, and actually like most of my family is like cool. They're like down with the cause. But there's always like someone in, I don't know, that I see like once every 20 years, who will be like, Black lives, they matter.
Right.
Like, you're like, they're like, I've never seen a Black person. Like, it's very much that. Right. So kind of have to, you know, I've been on Facebook arguing more than I ever have in my entire life. So that is a sign of age.
Oh, true. Very true.
I turned 30 and I'm like, you know what? I have nothing better to do than sit on the toilet and
and start typing and just be like, you know what?
Yeah. Right. So anyways, there's been a lot of that going on. So Josh and I both thought that it would be a smart and wise way to use our time to highlight some organizations that we have looked up and donated to, and feel passionate about. And Josh, would you like to begin or would you like me to begin? I feel like that's my age-old question when it comes to this podcast.
Right.
And
I always know what the right answer should be.
I was going to say, you know what the answer is, right?
Yeah, I will let you go first.
Oh, you don't have to do that. Okay, I was ready. My phone.
Okay.
Okay. So I decided to highlight an organization. Maybe some of you know it. If you don't, here we go. It's called the Marsha P. Johnson Institute. So if you've been listening to us for a while, if you are queer, if you know anything about the Stonewall riots, you know the name Marsha P. Johnson. Like, this isn't a new name to you. This institute, hopefully, but if it is, here's Marsha
great
P.
way to learn.
Here we go. So Marsha P. Johnson was an early LGBTQ advocate. She was a trans woman who fought at the Stonewall riots, and basically we wouldn't be doing this podcast if it wasn't for her and fellow queers during the Stonewall riots. Period. So the Marsha P. Johnson Institute is an institute that highlights Black and trans people and wants to kind of put the power back into their hands. So often, I mean, if you look at the news, and sometimes not even the news, sometimes you have to go online to hear about it, but trans women, especially Black trans women and trans women of color, are murdered all the time. Yeah. Like, and no one reports on it, or they misgender them. It's makes me mad.
Police officers refuse to get involved.
Right.
You saw the video of the 3 girls who were assaulted and robbed in West Hollywood.
Yeah. It was like Eden the doll and her 2 friends.
Yeah. And people actually were recording this happen where men were beating them up in the street. They were screaming out for help. Police drive by and they don't stop. They don't even bother. And other people who are walking on the street don't even help either. And it just goes to show of how dangerous it is to be living as a trans person in 2020 still.
Right. Still. Like, you're living your truth and people are still, they're, you know, if they're not murdering you, they're mugging you, they're mocking you, the 3 M's. So this institute tries to put the power back into Black trans people. especially Black trans women. It is a Black-led organization, which is always a good thing. You know, when you're looking for who should I donate to, I always think like, what Black people are already created a group that I can support and put my time into and effort into, as opposed to being like, I'm Kyle, I'm a white person, and I'm not doing that. That's stupid.
Right.
So
not the time.
Not the time, not the place. Check out my OnlyFans, and I'm joking. But this organization came about because Black trans women have been overlooked so much in this society. And the idea of kind of reclaiming Marsha P. Johnson as less of this like queer symbol, they're reclaiming her as a Black trans woman, which is what she was.
Right.
So if you go to their website, you can donate, and there's different things that money will go to. It'll go to arts programs for Black trans people. It'll go to leadership fellowships. It'll go to different organizational, like, community building, because it's all about healing. And I feel like right now, when we talk about restorative justice, so often a lot of people will just be like, oh, well, I looked it up and I talked about it and I shared it. And like, that's great. Like, that's like where you can start. That's like,
right.
you know, but I think, speaking as someone who, I do not make a lot of money, I am on unemployment right now because of Miss Rona. And I still find the time to be like, click, click, click. Oh, this is something I would need to donate my money to. This is something that I think is worthwhile and that will put power back into communities that have been so marginalized and forgotten about. And hopefully we can like uplift their voices. So check out Marsha P. Johnson Institute. We are going to link everything in the bio. So if you are like, oh my God, what is it? What's the link? You can follow them on Instagram. You can look them up. They have a really good link tree that when you click on their Instagram, it goes to their website. It goes to different news outlets that have reported on them. They've been reported on in a bunch of different like major news outlets too. So definitely check out Marsha P. Johnson Institute.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like a really good, almost like a starting out point for a lot of people who like want to figure out like where to donate to and where to like look into resources. So kudos for that being the first one. Yes. Okay, so I will just piggyback off of you, and I will highlight an organization that we both really like. It's called the Okra Project. So for those of you who do not know what the Okra Project is, feel free to look at their website, theokraproject.com, not .org specifically. It's an organization that specifically helps the Black and trans community by promoting healthy living and also food services to these people. So they're based in New York, and their main purpose is what they do is they take the donations that people will give to them, and they will pay a Black trans chef to go into the homes of a Black trans family, or unfortunately, if they're homeless, they do have to resort to going to like the community center that they live at. But they'll cook them home cooked meals that are healthy, will help them, you know, maintain a sense of nourishment. And it's super cheap to donate to, because they said that it only costs $90 for a chef to be able to help out an entire family. So if you think about it, it's like you and 9 of your friends just donate $10, which is like a McDonald's meal, basically. You can help feed these people. They also have a COVID-19 fund relief right now. So basically, anybody who is unfortunately dealing with poverty during this time frame, or just can't seem to be able to maintain employment or anything like that, they will help you. If you apply to them, they will be able to send you relief funds specifically to the Black, non-binary trans people who really need it right now. They're great. I found out about them in June, and we both have reached out to donate to them. So if you can, open up your purses and send whatever you can.
Yeah.
Because the more you help out, the more our community becomes a better place for everybody to live in.
Amen.
So, yes. So that was our second organization that we wanted to talk about. And then the third one, both of us really have a lot to say about. And we've actually have participated in a few protests that they have organized.
Mm-hmm.
This third one is called the Brave Space Alliance, which is actually located here in Chicago. Kyle, do you want to go off on a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. So before George Floyd was murdered and before Breonna Taylor was murdered, and this kind of sparked this new revolution, or I guess not necessarily this new revolution, but this shared consciousness in the mainstream media that people are more aware of. I was personally just kind of like, Black Lives Matter is like the easiest thing to just like click on. They have resources, and I wasn't really like going out to seek it because I was like, oh, that's right in front of me. So when all of this started happening, Brave Space Alliance, which, as Josh said, is located in Chicago on the south and west sides, they are the only Black trans-led organization in the Midwest. They're the largest one here, and they're doing so much work. So as Josh said, that we were going to protest, and then we realized that Brave Space Alliance was like co-heading these protests. So I started thinking, I was like, okay, I need to look more into this. They do so much for the community. They're feeding people. They're giving people money and resources when they're out of work because of COVID. They do so much. And like, if you needed a meal, you just look up their location and you can just like roll up, take it, social distance, take the food and peace out. No questions asked.
Yeah.
And they're serving communities that are often overlooked in Chicago. Chicago's a super racist and segregated city. As we have seen because of the protests, the mayor, Ms. Lori Bootlicker Lightfoot, I'm a political. She
that's your Yelp review. Just
yeah, one thumb down, one thumb. She has been raising the bridges in Chicago from downtown so that the protests, because of like South Side like murders from the police brutality, can't get to the North Side. Right. So she is able to segregate these communities. Anyways, Brave Space Alliance is located on the South and West Side. So they're giving back to communities that so desperately need it and deserve to have it. It is very easy to donate. I don't know how anyone's like, I don't know how to do it. Literally, it takes 2 minutes. Go to their Instagram. Y'all got Instagram. I know you do. Like, it is not hard to, like, it's 2020. Right. I almost said it's 2018.
It's still, I wish we could go back to 2018 at this point.
Right? I was like kissing boys in bars then. Don't watch this, family. What'd you say?
Sorry, I said thing of the past, but then you just said don't watch this. That made me
laugh. And like for those two boys I kissed,
we're sorry.
We're sorry. But I digress. Donate to Brave Space Alliance. They're doing the work. Uplift these voices that are Black, that are queer, that are trans, that are run by women. And don't let the noise, literally white noise, get in the way. This neoliberal white noise. Don't let it get in the way of doing what's right.
Right. Well, and the thing is that I feel like Brave Space Alliance really hits home for both of us too, because we're both privileged gays that live on the north side of Chicago.
Yeah, we live on the north side. Come for me. Come protest. Well, we did protest in my neighborhood, but like my neighborhood isn't necessarily like, I mean, it's getting gentrified, but like I live here because I'm poor. So like Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, I was gonna say, but the point of it is the fact that like we are able to live in communities where we feel safe, we can walk around and not feel like we are being ostracized again, and by people that are running our own city, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I think for me it's important to reach out to places like Brain Space Alliance, because I have the luxury to not have to be able to say, unfortunately, I am a person of color living on the South Side, not being able to really even be part of my city because no one wants me here. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, open up your purses, your coin. What is it? Your coin purses? Is that what
your
it is?
Coin purse. Yeah. Open up your coin purse, your fanny pack, your tote bag. We know
Yes.
you guys have them. Your wallets.
Your PayPals.
Your PayPals. Yeah. A lot of these places you can just go on Venmo and just like Venmo. It's so easy to donate. And like I said, if I'm able to buy coffee, you can donate money to one of these organizations or all three. If you can't do that, share them with people.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that's huge.
Yeah, I was gonna say I understand that not everybody can donate because everyone's financial situations are up in the air. But the least you could do is just hit the share button. That is the easiest thing you could do. It doesn't cost you a single thing, and if for whatever reason it might cause controversy by you sharing something that ultimately is good, maybe you should reevaluate the people you surround yourself with.
That's right. That's right. Do you want that racist in your life?
Right.
No. Don't waste time and energy. That is so 2018. To waste time and energy. 2020 is I'm not wasting energy on racists. You're just racist. I can't change you, but I'm going to put energy into positive things that can make a better impact in our community.
Exactly. And like Kyle said, we will include links to all these organizations in our Instagram post, so that way you can reach out to them yourselves and look into it more. And it will be a great thing regardless. Sorry, with these videos things, like I keep staring at myself and I'm just like, I'm like posing at the end of it.
And may the best woman win. Oh wait, where's my arm? There we go.
All the way out here. Win!
Win!
And now, to get to the heart of our gay agenda tonight, we are doing a new segment called New Beginnings. Yes, like Kyle and I said, we were talking about how we feel like there is something up in the air, there's something up in the stars, that we feel like there's going to be a new chapter coming in 2020. As much as it already is a shitstorm, we just kind of are feeling something is segueing into like a new dawn.
There's a shift. Yeah.
I mean,
new dawn, not twilight.
No. Think about it. The election is in 74 days. Make sure you register to vote and get your mail-in ballot ready. Or if you're like me, absentee ballots. They're always helpful. And yeah, we're going to look to the stars today and see what they have to say about what's going to come up in the month of September of 2020.
I'm going to read my horoscope and it's going to be like, you stupid bitch.
Right. Give up already.
Give up.
Cancel your TikTok.
You're canceled. So, yeah, I'm almost done with this coffee. And yes, I got another.
Oh my God.
I'm gay. I have to have iced coffee to survive.
Hydrated.
And we're on to round 2.
Yes.
Oh, this will be... So, I noticed a shift for me personally. Obviously, there's a lot going on in the socio-political climate, on the media, just in our country, in the world, that is happening. But I noticed a personal shift, maybe like a couple weeks ago. It was right before my birthday. It had nothing to do with me turning 30. But I've been really, I'm like turning 30 and I'm like, what's my
like That was like the narrator was like, it definitely did.
right. They're like, it had nothing to do with turning 30. It definitely did.
Yeah.
I just have had like this issue. So for those of you who know, if you don't know, I do illustrating. If you go and you follow Fear the Queer on Instagram, you can also follow me at Kyle Parker, no E in the Parker. I do illustration, and most of my illustrations, I'd say like 90%, 85, 90% are like political.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're usually along those lines.
They definitely have a statement.
Yeah, they're always like, some sort of statement, whether it's like queer rights or like the rights of just marginalized groups in general is usually like what I'm illustrating about. And ever since the start of the pandemic and then going to protests and just like listening and learning, I was like, I don't feel like I have a space that I should be posting. I don't know. I felt really shitty about a lot of just creating. I felt like I wasn't allowed to create, that my voice wasn't important. And I'm not saying that my voice is like more important than anyone else's. But it definitely like made me kind of like pause. And I don't know, it's like kind of depressing. It was one of the reasons that we didn't really, we hadn't worked on the podcast for months because we both were putting our energy into other things, which is good. But I mean, you still gotta do it's.
Yeah, like there reaches a point where unfortunately we do have to go back to our day-to-day lives while still fighting really hard for justice and equal rights. So we realized, like, actually, funny story. We actually were about to release a podcast for the month of June that was Pride related.
Yeah.
It is now considered a long lost episode. Don't worry.
Maybe we'll release it someday. Yeah.
Narrator, we won't.
God, I forgot what we just were like talking about pride parties, but we digress.
Pride was it was like Pride was around the corner, but then the George Floyd murder happened, and we realized that it wasn't our time to really talk about things that didn't matter in the moment. Yeah. And so, we definitely wanted to take a step back and let other people have their voices be heard. And I think this is part of the new shift where it feels like things are starting to go back into like this weird, like new gray area. You know what I mean? Of like, we still bring up very important issues. There's still, unfortunately, a lot of shitty things that are still happening to our Black and brown brothers and sisters every single day. But at least we are trying to bring up a cause while still giving this content to you guys, because you guys have been asking, where the fuck have we been?
Well, yeah, and I will say too that if this is your first time listener or viewer, and you don't know what we're about, definitely our backlog of all of our podcasts, you definitely know that we have been talking about this shit. And that is not to pat ourselves on the back at all. It's more just like we've, been about liberation for everyone. We've been about talking about, racial strife, social strife, all this different issues. This is not a new thing on this show.
Right. It's not performative allyship. Like
no. And the thing is that like you almost start thinking about that because so many people I know just started posting and they start posting support for Black Lives Matter. And I'm like, bitch, where have you been? Like, glad that you showed up, but like, it felt a little weird because like, I don't know, like we have had conversations. I've had conversations with people that aren't, it's not either of us. I've had conversations with people about racial injustices, gender. I've had conversations with humans, with animals even. But, I've had these conversations about gender issues, issues within the LGBTQ community, racial issues for years. So it feels like a lot of people are finally catching up to things that we've talked about or that other people have been shouting about. Like, look at anyone in the Black community who, it's like, this is not new news. I don't know what took people so long to say Black Lives Matter. Huh?
This is like day-to-day life for these people. Like,
right. So I don't know. Get together, like, fellow white people. Come on.
Yeah, I've gotten some heat from a few people who are friends of mine, that they're just like, oh, like, you've been acting a little judgmental lately. Oh, you've been acting a little harsh because, like, we aren't at the same level as you are in terms of speaking out and things like that. And it's not, the point is that you don't have to, like, raise your voices constantly to be like I feel like you and I are like warriors. Like, we're the ones who are like going to protests and speaking out for those who can't, you know. But there are other ways that you can still be a great ally, but still not make it about you. And that was the issue that I was having with a lot of people, where it was just like, don't put your black square up in forms of Black Lives Matter just to get likes, and then go back to posting like your regular day-to-day life where you're in bars where you shouldn't be, you know, things like that. Like,
I don't give a fuck about, like, I don't care about your brunch. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love brunch, but I feel like it's weird because a lot of people that aren't Black are it's all about them. It's all about them, and they're all like, well, where do I fit into fighting racism? And it's like, the answer shouldn't be difficult for you. Like, it shouldn't be difficult.
No.
But that being said,
yeah,
we've been kind of like, gotta touch up for camera. That being said,
overtime today.
that's the 4th time. I'm a very sweaty person. The summer does not like my, like, European, my poor European peasant body. It's like not made for the summer. I'm definitely like dead of winter.
You are not a midsummer girl.
No, I am. I mean, I have a couple wigs. Stay tuned. They'll be really cute. Some midsummer Edelweiss realness.
Yeah.
But I feel like with all of these things happening, it just kind of hit me. I was like, I don't know where, I don't know if my creativity is like worth it. I don't know where, like, my job is going, because it's not going. It like, COVID has kind of just been this giant doom and gloom over everyone. So I actually was talking to friend of the show, son of Ocean.
Yeah.
Clock me. Like, really, I can't.
Yeah. We're sorry. Yeah. Kyle doesn't know English.
I don't. Hooked on Phonics didn't work.
Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone. I actually did a show with her. Yeah. She's very, very talkative.
Right. Anyway.
But so Jonathan, they're like a spiritual advisor. They read tarot cards, and we got to talking, and they offered me a tarot reading. And I'm all over the place. Like, my brain, I've never been diagnosed with ADD or ADHD, but like, definitely I have like multiple things going on in my brain, and my anxiety keeps them at a constant 10. So I've just been like, I was like, my question, like, I don't want to get too into it, because like, I don't know if that's like bad juju. Like, I don't know if that's like bad luck.
Oh yeah, don't talk too much about your tarot reading, because that's supposed to be for you.
Yeah, kind of, you know, like, but like, they did the reading, and it just was very, made me feel very affirmed, and that I was kind of going in the right direction. So we'll link them in our bio. They're great. Go check them out. They still are doing readings. But that kind of got me thinking about this new air. Like, there's things going on that maybe it's in the stars. Things are changing. What's going on? And Josh and I have decided that we are going to kind of look up everyone's
Yes.
zodiac signs and see what's happening in September.
Yes, we're going
This
to
summer
see.
has been wild. Like we've been
Not in the way that we
inside.
wanted it to be.
No. I fully was like, I cannot wait to get crazy. Like yeah, it's like whatever that means.
The narrative, they didn't.
Yeah, they didn't get crazy.
Yeah.
But I think we'll go through this and we'll talk about the zodiac and maybe what the stars have in store for us.
Yes, we're also going to give unwarranted opinions on what we think you guys should be doing.
Well, okay. Also, yeah, if you're new here, this is all unwarranted opinions.
That's all we are.
Yeah, like I'm the only thing that isn't an opinion is about people's existence. Like that's not up for debate.
No.
But
what you're wearing today, sis? Yeah, it is.
You said you like this necklace.
It's
you said it was cute.
Narrator, it's not. I'm kidding. It's cute. Okay, so
I'm like, I have to go change now.
So we found these horoscopes on tarot.com. If you've never been there, check it out. It's a great place where you can look into your horoscopes. If you're not really into astrology and kind of want to learn more about like what your sun sign is and what that even means in the first place, like it's a great starting place. And we took the horoscopes, like their description, what each sign says for the month. We translated it into our own little words and spices and everything like that. And we will read it off to you guys one by one.
Yeah, and we kind of, we divided it up, so we'll just go back and forth. So the first up is Aries.
Aries, fellow Aries. So, shout out to friend of the pods, Matt and Sam and Ryan Kenny, co-host of the pod. Yes.
Anyway. So Aries, my stepdad's an Aries. My uncle's an Aries. I know Aries. My friend Eva's an Evies. I just said, huh?
What did you say?
I said, my friend Eva. My friend Eva is an Aries. Yeah.
Eva. Yeah.
Eva, which I kind of, if that's not someone's name, it should be Eva. It's kind of pretty.
Unwarranted opinions.
Kind of pretty. Here's my daughter Eva. Okay. So Aries. So from what I got from tarot.com through my filter, so it seems like September is going to not be the greatest month for you. As an Aries, you have a spark and a passion for life. But this month, because we're kind of in Virgo season, or we are in Virgo season, you're encouraged to be more patient. Even though telling an Aries to be patient is like telling someone not to breathe, this is a key to help reflect on what's most important in life and help you reassess what is worth your energy and effort. So right now it might be frustrating, but it'll be worth it.
Yeah, if I could have $1 for any time someone has told me that I'm very impatient.
You'd have all my money.
Right.
That is like that's that's all 12 of my dollars. That is the biggest, I think, difference between us is personality wise is you're very much impatient and I'm like, I think I'm patient.
No, you are. I think you have a sense of patience that I don't have, where I want instant results on a lot of things. Yeah. Where you're like, it's okay, like we'll work it out. Like if plan A doesn't work, we have plan B. I'm just like, what the fuck do you mean plan A didn't work?
Right. I don't have patience for like petty BS and racists and homophobe. Like I don't have patience for that. But like, you know, if the line is long at Target, I'm not going to be like, fuck this. I'm going to be like, I got a coffee.
Yeah. So for fellow Aries, we have to remain patient during this month because we have to reflect on what's worth even fighting about.
Yeah. And also kind of reflect on like the energy that you're putting towards relationships. Like what relationships are you like that are close to you that you might think, okay, well, this isn't going anywhere. or this isn't going to the speed that I am, instead of being like, what's their problem? Just maybe be like, take a step back, like reflect on that, organize your emotions a little bit. It is Virgo season. So like Virgos are all about being organized, on top of things. I know.
Okay, I will try my best. That's all I can say. I will try my best.
But the horoscope did say that like it'll lead to good results. It's kind of like don't put the cart before the horse.
Right.
Like
no.
You know, in due time.
The thing is that I can actually totally relate to that, because since jobs are like starting up again, like my job has been kind of crazy lately. And I just kind of am going to try to just take the back seat on what's happening there and just be like, you know what, I can't fight this right now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. I'm all about
worry about the pod instead.
I'm all about what can I do to change? What energy am I going to put into things? So like, even though I'm not an Aries, that's like my quarantine thing is like, what is changing and what do I have control over?
Right.
And because otherwise you just exhaust yourself.
Exactly. You're just like, oh my God, my life sucks. Okay. Well, duly noted. Thank you very much for that.
You know, I speak the truth.
Yeah. Thank you, tarot.com. Okay. So
you're like, thank you, tarot.com, not Kyle.
Yeah. Not you. No. So next sign on our list is a Taurus. So Taurus, the earth sign, the bull. This is what tarot.com had to say for you guys. So September, we're in Virgo season, as you know. Unfortunately, you might be a little bit lazier than you already normally are this month. And it seems like you're going to have a little bit of trouble of sticking to your goals, specifically with partners. So the big thing that I read from this is saying that you need to reevaluate your goals, specifically goals that you have with either your partner or someone that you love and you want to have some sort of future with. Because if they're not meeting you halfway, it's not worth it, sis. Yeah. However, Venus moves into your 4th house, which is all about domestic affairs during this month as well. So rather than focusing all of your time and energy on a partner that may not be worth it or someone who isn't really giving you the respect and love that you deserve, focus it on family instead. This is a great month for you to reconnect with your loved ones who you do know are going to be there for you, who are going to support you. And if that means you have to kick it back on the couch with mom and eat a pizza that night, do it, I think, why not? That even sounds more fun than fighting with your loved one anyway. So
as a Taurus, you would already be on the couch eating a pizza anyways.
Right.
So like, maybe you're doing it with your family members. Maybe you're doing it with your chosen family, your friends.
Right, exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say your best friend. Like, just don't worry about relationships this month is what I'm saying. Or at least that's what Tarot is saying. Yeah.
I think that's good advice for obviously Taurus.
Mm-hmm.
I think Taurus, they have a tendency to be very stubborn. That's like their like number one thing. So telling them just to continue to like lay back and not like worry about things, that's good advice.
Yeah. Well, I think too, because like I think all the Tauruses that I know in my life are very lovable people. Like, it's very like I always want to just like hang out and chill with my Taurus friends.
They're easy. They're like really easy people to be around.
Right. And I think because of that, I think people tend to be able to take advantage of them because they are so chill and fun to be around, and you can just like sit back and relax with them. So I think for Tauruses, just, clock the people who aren't there for you, or people who are just using you just to get something out of them. Like, you have loved ones, you have people who will be there to support you. Only worry about them and fuck the rest. So
good advice.
Yes, thank you, Tarot.
Yeah. So next up is Gemini. So the twins, air sign.
Kyle and Kyle.
The twins. oh! Wait, I was like, wait, how do I?
There you go.
Is that working? Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yep.
I can't do it right now.
I need a hat. There you go.
Wait, here's a hat for you.
Yeah. There.
God, I can't breathe. Okay. Whew. Corona. So,
So do you have 2 horoscopes for the Geminis? Since they're
I have 2 horoscopes for both their personalities. No. This is kind of funny because as Geminis, they're all about kind of being social and knowing what's going on in every aspect of their life and other people's lives. So when I read their horoscope, it said that Geminis, this month is all about their social drama. Like, when isn't it?
Well, I was like, when isn't it?
Right. Since we've been quarantined for so long, however, it's been very hard for people to connect. So right now, the very social Gemini is truly seeking to connect with people and on a very more, like, a real level. Since they're the ones always like planning and organizing and kind of like taking charge and pushing forward on what they want to do, it might seem that they are putting a lot more effort into people than people are putting into them. So the horoscope said that maybe they should just kind of sit back and let people come to them. And the people that come to them are the ones they actually should have in their lives.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I feel like a recurring pattern in 3 of these so far is just pump the brakes right now. Like,
yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Which is funny because I feel like in, what's happening in the world right now where people are rushing to get back to school, places are reopening, things like that. It's funny how even the stars are saying, let's take it down a notch, sis.
Take it down.
Interesting.
Calm down.
Wait, no.
Wait, calm down. Wait. This way. Calm down.
Okay.
Calm down. Calm down. I didn't call you a bitch. My kids can't hear you because they're listening to Kids Bop. If you don't know that viral video, look it up after this.
Yeah, that was one of the funny Karen meltdowns that I actually enjoyed.
that was like a Karen meltdown before Karens decided they weren't wearing masks and they were saying the N-word. Like, it was like, okay, so that Karen, okay, a little kooky. This new breed of Karen, let's call it what it is, white supremacists.
Yeah. I was like, Karen doesn't even justify the terribleness that they are.
Don't laugh at me! Listeners, if you're listening to us, I keep kind of like dabbing my face because it's so warm in my apartment, and Josh is giggling at me.
Yeah.
Viewers, you see this happening. You know it's happening.
Exactly. All right, so next one, Cancer. The lovely little sea crab or whatever they are. So,
I'm sorry. A sea crab? What other kinds of crabs are there? Actually, I know other kinds of crabs.
I was going to say, you could have other crabs that aren't seaworthy.
I have not experienced those other crabs.
Could you imagine if I was like, oh, Cancer, the lice crab?
The lice crab. I mean, I've known a Cancer who has had crabs.
Well, it's just fitting with their sign. Anyway, so the sea crab. Unfortunately, your horoscope doesn't sound that great this month. So another thing that's going on in the month of September is that Mars is going into retrograde, which, for those of you who don't know, what retrograde means is that when a planet is moving around the sun, there's always a time frame when the rotation spins around in a different direction, and because of that, things get all challenged in the air. And Mars, in specific, is the planet of energy, specifically. Energy in terms of what you project out into the world, sexual energy, and things like that. And Cancers notoriously combat with Mars because Mars is a fire planet, Cancer is a water nurturer, so things just don't work out with Mars and Cancer. Anyway, because of this, it does say that you're going to have a lot of issues this month with your career. So Cancer. I know, it sucks because it says that Cancers are going to seem really unmotivated this month with their goals, specifically in terms of like where they want to be in their career.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, it says it's going to last for 3 months, so I'm very sorry about that. But basically, they're saying that the energy that you normally put into like wanting a better career for yourself and you wanting to push yourself to like, oh, this is like the type of job I want to have. This is going to be a time frame where you almost feel like, I don't even know what job I fucking want. I can't really get my head clear about what I'm feeling. I'm not motivated right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it kind of sucks. And then I wish I could tell you even better news, but unfortunately it gets worse. So it also says that your love life might suffer during this time frame if you're searching for someone new. So during this time frame, unfortunately, I don't think your career or your love life is really going to look that great. And I'm very sorry.
Great.
Yeah, I'm very sorry. I know.
I'm not a Cancer, so I don't care. But
I feel bad because I have a couple of Cancer friends, and I'm just like, oh, poor BBs.
Oh, I know. Like, I mean, I also have Cancer friends, and I think that like they're such sweet little angels.
That being said, to my Cancer ex.
I was like, you have an ex that's a Cancer? And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How's he doing? Is he still traveling? Can I say that on this?
The thing is, I don't know. I don't know where he's at. He isn't back to work.
He's MIA?
Because his job is not making him happy, so I don't know.
Well, listen, I guess it's in the stars that he should suffer. Yeah. But I mean, like, yeah, he will suffer. I mean, Cancer is it's hard because they carry so much emotional weight. Not just their own, but like everyone's, and with everything going on right now, I think Cancers, maybe they're just kind of shutting down a little bit because there's too much for them. They'll be fine. They're fine. They're the crabs. Just go into your shell. You got your pinchers. You're okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just hide from the world for a little bit and then come back in December swinging. Because the thing is, like, Cancers are very intuitive about other people's emotions, and considering the fact that all of us are probably on edge right now, I'm sure they're like, this is too much.
Truly, my friend I've mentioned on the podcast before, Brandon. Mm-hmm. So they're in Detroit and photographing and going to the protests literally every day, like every single day.
I was gonna say they're killing it.
Yeah, they're protesting. And Brandon is a Cancer, so I can just imagine. Like, we talked the other day, and Brandon was just like, "It is just so fucking much." Like, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, you know me. I'm just like, everything will be fine. Like, it's all okay. Keep going forward. You're doing the right thing." But yeah, it's
a lot.
Poor Cancers. It's a lot, but sometimes
buck it up, sweetie.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Not to my friend, not to Brandon, but just kind of like as a sign. I think a good thing to say is just like, you'll be fine.
Right. Granted, this is coming from like 2 fire signs, like being like, "Oh, just suck it up, you'll be fine."
Just suck it up. You're okay. I know. I have been trying to be softer. Remember when we started this year
with your makeup?
2020. Oh no, that is still rough. But I said that 2020 was my year to just be softer. I wasn't going to be like as aggressive with people. Cut to me yelling, "Fuck the police!" Me getting into argument. Like, it's just
police.
I'm like, yeah. But I'm like softer with like people I know, I think.
Yeah. Also, it's weird that because I do remember you saying that at the beginning of this year, which feels like 5 years ago. So.
Yeah, I made like an Instagram post, so it was real. So next sign up is, some would say, the most important sign of the zodiac, the ruler of the zodiac, the sun that brings warmth to everyone. Leo, which is like me.
It's like
that was such an introduction.
I'm like, that is the epitome of like having a movie poster where it's like starring Kyle, directed by Kyle, written by Kyle. Review says, this is amazing. Kyle gives it 5 stars.
2 thumbs up. Being a Leo, 2 thumbs up. To be fair, you will not find a Leo who does not like being a Leo.
Right.
We are just coming out of Leo season. And I will say that I love Leo season, not because I'm a Leo. Let me say it one more time. I'm a Leo. But because the whole idea of Leo season is loving yourself, just doing what you want, just like basking in the light that you radiate from within, no matter what your zodiac sign, no matter if you believe in the horoscopes or not, just like own your power. And I love that. I said, and I've said it on this show before, if everyone loved themselves as much as I love myself, we would have a bunch of delusional idiots. But I think that like the world would be a better place. Like literally everyone listening or watching right now, before we started recording, I literally looked at the camera and I was just like, I'm so cute. Like, what kind of crazy, I'm a Leo and a drag queen. So I have like delusional confidence that I wish everyone had, but I digress. I literally,
well, to say, that's the thing. I was just like, what's wrong with like having confidence in yourself? As long as you're not hurting anyone, like, who cares?
Yeah, and like, I know my strengths. Yeah. I'm not good at sports.
No.
That's it. That's all. But
that's the one thing you got me on, gal.
I'm like,
what is your damn horoscope?
my damn horoscope. So Leo, my fellow Leos, which I have a lot of them. My mom, I have a bunch of friends. I love Leos.
I have a bunch of friends.
I'm a Leo. I have a bunch of friends.
No, I have friends who are Leos. Just I have a bunch of friends.
Oh my god!
It's too hot to laugh.
It's so hot to be happy. This wouldn't have happened if it was Leo season. Oh, my curls are looking really cute because I'm so humid. So Leos, here's your horoscope, babies. Venus is moving into Leo September 6th. So Leo's magnetism will be at an all-time high, supposedly. The energy this brings will make people even more attracted to you. Like usual, Leo thrives on having attention that is properly owed them, so they'll be in their happy place. This month may also bring about reflecting on endeavors that once seemed important, but no longer hold a place for you. Reevaluate and consider if it's worth putting effort into them.
Another reoccurring theme is to reevaluate. Are they talking about your job?
Maybe. I literally was thinking about my workplace. I was thinking about creative endeavors. It just kind of adds to the tarot reading I had. And different little, I don't know. I believe in signs, and there's been a lot of signs being like, pump the brakes. We're about to switch shit up.
All right.
When it comes to magnetism and people being attracted to me, I'm sorry. Honestly though, like what's funny is like we're in quarantine. So who am I attracting?
I mean,
no one.
The viewers who are watching this video, right?
We are getting, literally as I speak, thumbs down on YouTube.
Right. YouTube
1-star reviews. 1-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. They're like, shut this fairy up. We're over it. We're done. I don't want to listen to it.
And then you look under the comments, it's like Kyle Bachman.
Oh, I mean, I'll be the first person to check myself. Because I know my brand. I know what I'm about. I'm fully aware of being loud and obnoxious and annoying. Ow! That was an and I oop moment.
Right? We're sorry.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I think that like Leos thrive on attention and magnetism. That is owed them. Like, I think that's what people have misconceptions of is Leo always seems to be like, I want attention. I want this. Applaud for me. But like, don't applaud for me if it's not owed. Like, if I do something worth having attention given, yeah, okay. But otherwise, like,
work on time.
That's not ever going to happen. It's as I just said, huh?
He's gay, it won't happen.
No, I will never show up to work on time. And here's the thing too, is I just said I know my brand. I will be at least 5 minutes late to everything. And I know that pisses a lot of people off. But I also don't care if people are late for me.
I was like, you charm them over with your winning Leo smile. All right, I'm gonna done with this segment of Leo because it's been 10 minutes now.
Honestly, like, cut me off. You can say, Kyle, we're done.
We have to get to
I know I'm crazy.
Yeah. So we're gonna go I'm
full of it.
We're gonna go right into Virgo season with Virgos from August 23rd to September 23rd. Kyle. So happy.
That was my happy face. Sorry.
So fellow Virgos, there are two paths that will lead you down this month here, and you could choose one or the other, it sounds like. One is if you're in a new romance, or if you kind of are feeling like a romantic vibe, whether it be like, I just want to live out my rom-com fantasy life where things are great, my job is good, you know, let it take control over you and just enjoy the roller coaster ride this month. Like, don't worry about it. If you just let yourself over to the world and what you believe in, things will be great for you. Don't worry about it. I mean, it is your season after all, so I'm sure you should be fine. However, this is a big however.
You should be fine.
Right. If you're not into that, if you feel like you do need to buckle down and work on things, you need to focus on if your loved one is actually going to meet you halfway in this relationship. Because as a Virgo, you guys are really hard workers, and you guys are willing to sacrifice a lot to improve on things, make sure that things could almost be broken down to be brought up back again in a better new way. And is your partner really going to do that for you? Are you going to put in all the work for them while they just piggyback off your success? I don't think so. I don't think that's worth it. So now is the time that if with a partner who is not meeting you to the levels that you want them to, now is the time where unfortunately you do have to confront them about it, according to tarot.com. Because why put up with that? Why put up with someone who is a scrub? Like TLC said it best, like, why put up with that shit? Like, I don't know the lyrics of No Scrubs anymore. It's been years since I've listened to it, but
it's been like 3 months.
2020 has been a rough time. I don't remember TLC anymore. But yeah, ultimately, in a nutshell, reevaluate your scrub of a partner and whether or not they are worth your life. So.
Okay, so you all heard it here first. Beyonce is a Virgo. She's reevaluating her relationship with Jay-Z. We are gay TMZ.
Oh, yeah. I was saying.
No, I'm joking. Like, they're fine. They're making millions. It's fine.
Well, I was just going to say, though, it's just like, she is the big Virgo queen. Like, I'm trying to think of, like, any.
She's the only Virgo that I would call a queen.
That's.
Ooh. Excuse me, I'm rude.
Let's go back to Leos.
Well, you said it, I didn't. I'm
kidding.
No, Virgo.
I'm trying to think of like any Virgo friends in my life where they might be going through something like that. I don't actually have many Virgo friends. I had a Virgo roommate.
The Virgo, I liked him. He was nice. Hey. What'd you say?
I was like, he wasn't. Anyway.
I thought he was nice. I thought he was cute.
This is Virgo, ladies and gentlemen. We're talking about where Kyle and I, we would hear him constantly in his bedroom, just like destroying whatever boy or girl he brought home that day.
Oh! It was like destroying what? All we heard was him having sex.
Right?
I was like he didn't destroy things.
He would be tearing up that pussy like from the next room, and their partner would be like screaming to high heavens. So I mean, I think that
it was spicy. It was really spicy.
Yeah, I was like, that may be one of the reasons why Kyle thought he was cute.
Also, his face. He had a cute face.
He did.
You didn't like him because he wouldn't do the dishes. I didn't live with him, so I didn't care. Also, I don't do the dishes, so like match made in heaven.
I would hate living with you.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. We would kill each other if we were roommates. It would never happen. Also, it'd be really weird because your current relationship would be like, that would be weird if you lived with me.
Right, like, hey boo, I'm gonna move out and live with Kyle because I'm
gonna live with Kyle. AJ, Josh's boyfriend, AJ would be like, that is the biggest, dumbest mistake I have ever heard.
Right. He's like, you know what? You deserve this. Go.
You know what? As punishment, you're an Aries. As punishment, maybe you should be patient over in Kyle's hoarder den.
So anyway.
All right.
Yeah.
So Virgos, don't worry. You guys are organized.
Yeah. This is like
take charge.
Yeah, this will be an easy month for you, it sounds like. Just either step up and demand your love, or just let go and have fun this month. It's your time to shine.
Let go and let God, Virgo.
Right, what's up next?
So next up is Libra. Can I just like side note? The signs that I've been getting, I'm like, all of these signs I get along with. Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra. Did you really?
I wanted Kyle to make sure he was having fun.
Okay, I always have fun. I always have fun.
I gave him the fire and air signs, basically.
I was looking and I was like, I also think it's funny because, okay, enough Leo. So Libra, we love a Libra.
We do.
Put that on a t-shirt. I say it every other podcast. I love a Libra.
Love a Libra.
But this month, so according to tarot.com, it seems like Libra, there is going to be some relationship drama, but what's new? This month is all about reevaluating those relationships and wondering if they're worth the energy anymore. Sounds kind of similar to a lot of the other horoscopes we've read. Maybe it's time to move on. And if that is the case, then it is an excellent time to focus on your mental and physical health. And it'll make you feel much more balanced, which is what Libra is all about, keeping things balanced. So maybe those relationships are making you feel out of sorts, and it's time to focus on you.
Right. It's very interesting how Virgo season is basically telling us that we need to be more individualistic and self-care and self-improvement. So I feel like this is going to be a rough month for a lot of people.
Because they don't want to improve?
Well, no, just the fact that like I feel like self-improvement has to do with a lot of like learning some hard truths about yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Realizing, oh, maybe I'm the one fucking this up. Maybe I should be the one who leaves the room, you know?
Maybe I am the room. I am the room. I'm not leaving. I will not. And I'm staying. And I'm staying. And you. You're going to love me. No, I think signs aside, I think that for people, it is hard to reevaluate themselves. But once you start doing it, it's almost like you can't stop. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or am I just like, is that just like that's not just a me thing. I think that like people Once
No,
you
I think
start to get better, you want to keep getting better.
right. I was gonna say, like, if you feel like you actually are able or willing to make change, like, then you're going to take that risk and just keep going with it. Like,
right.
It may be scary to jump off that cliff, but once you go, you're just gonna keep falling. So might as well just do it. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and Libras. I mean, everyone loves a Libra. Like, let's be real.
Yes, they do. Libras are very lovable. They're so lovable. Yeah. My biggest issue with Libra is they tend to not take responsibility for things. And that's not like a call out to anyone who is a Libra. It is. But not like a specific sorry, that is a call out. But it's not like
that's anyone in specific. Whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, your signs are racist, but
I know.
Anyway.
So speaking of Scorpio,
so the next sign is a Scorpio who are not racists.
No, they're just hateful.
I was just like, they're just a little dark for whatever reason. Y'all are weird.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking Scorpio more during quarantine though, because I also feel the darkness.
Sure. Scorpios, y'all are the intense Scorpion water sign. And interestingly enough, you guys' horoscope for this month is almost the exact opposite of Cancer. This month, you guys are actually going to shine in your careers, apparently. So your Venus will go to the top of your chart at the beginning of this September. And it apparently means that someone big in your work life, whether it be your boss, supervisor, or someone who you have respect for, is going to start noticing you. So Tarot.com is suggesting that whatever you consider your best qualities are, bring them to the forefront. Let them shine. Let them see the good qualities of a Scorpio, whatever that may be. And it'll get you further this month. I'm kidding.
Like, they're going to come for us.
I know, I'm totally kidding. We worked with a Scorpio and they were insane. So I have like a bad taste in my mouth when I'm saying this stuff, just because it's like, I don't want that Scorpio.
I mean, she was an evil person.
Yeah.
She's an evil person.
Yeah, she really was. And I don't want her to really do well in her career. Just saying. Anyway, but for you guys, enjoy this month. This is a great time for you guys to shine and let your good qualities come out and prove us wrong. Prove someone like me wrong who's a judgmental Aries being like, Scorpios aren't my favorite.
I mean, they're not my favorite either, but like, I will say something that, I don't know, like disclaimer, I guess. I don't like, there's not a sign that I dislike. I mean, we joke about Scorpio, but like, I don't. Well, because I don't want people thinking like, oh, Kyle, like he's rude. Me, a Leo, bring it back to me.
Right.
Making about themselves. No, I think that for Scorpios, some of their good qualities are they're very loyal, they're very intense, and maybe that intensity will like bode well for them to kind of push forward in their career. Maybe that's what it's talking about.
Well, I also think too that Scorpios, because they are intense and because we're moving into intense times, I bet you anything that they are going to be the ones who can thrive on this in a way and just be like, oh, these are like intense moments. But I already am an intense person, so I can rise.
Right. Yeah.
You know. So
I respect intensity. Intensity is great.
As long as you can own it, go totally fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Scorpios, kudos to you. You get a good month compared to some of us who apparently are going to struggle. So there you go.
Well, we're warning you now. So if you think you're going to struggle, you were warned. Next up is the final fire sign, Sagittarius. So Sagittarius always feels a little bit all over the place. And this month is no different. So there may be some serious news coming from a family member or someone close to you. And your spirit will do what it can to help that person because Sagittarius is very loyal, although a little flaky sometimes. With that energy and that light, right now is a great time to focus on your job or career. At the same time, your love life might be all over the place, a little hot, a little cold. But what's a love life without a little bit of drama and fun? It makes life interesting. Now, I know someone very close to you is a Sagittarius. Does this make sense?
Funny because like I was thinking of AJ when you were talking about this, my boyfriend, and I was just like, oh, this hits the nail on the head of almost everything that AJ tends to go through. So
well, when they're talking about like the hot and cold, there you are.
I mean, right. The hot is me. The cold is this really cold apartment right now.
Oh, jealous.
I know. No, it makes sense. Because I feel like it's actually funny because I think the hot and cold thing for us right now, this is really boring gay relationship drama. But it's
no, we love it. Like literally, last time I had a relationship was like back in 2003. So like, let's do this.
We're literally arguing over like whose friends are coming over, like who has
fair.
Who has the freedom to be like, okay, you had to sacrifice your freedom this weekend, so you hang out with my friends, and then next week we get to hang out with your friends. Is that okay? And we'll bicker and argue over that because we both want to be the center of attention.
I think AJ is very patient with me, because I can be a lot. Mm-hmm. So if AJ is patient with me, he's probably very patient with you also. And that's not a read.
Oh no.
You know, like I also think that Sagittarius, like, they want to be of help and they want to like, I don't want to say have things under control, but they want to know that everything is like how
like,
it works.
Good? Like, you're good? Okay.
Yeah. Like, how's it working? What's happening? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, that's a very Sagittarius.
Can I help you? Can I do this? Can I do this for you?
Yeah. So maybe it's good for Sagittarius also just to kind of like take a step back. Let people help you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless you don't want it.
True. You don't have to accept help, but I mean, other people want to help you sometimes. You don't always have to be the caregiver.
Yeah. Let other people,
Let a Leo take care of you. It'll work out great.
I'm not disagreeing. Actually, I know my strengths. I always want to help people, but I'm not the one who should be helping. I'm not always the best at helping people. Like moving, my mom, okay, so complete side note, my mom, she and my stepdad just moved in. They're currently moving into a new house, and they live in Michigan. And my mom was like, "Oh, I really wish like you could be here, but like obviously like you can't right now." And my sister, she's a Capricorn. She was like, "Mom, Kai is like not good at helping move. Like he's not good at that." And I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not. Like I'm the kind of person that during moves, I'm really good at like buying the food and drink afterwards, talking about how great the move went. Like I'm like a good cheerleader. I'm like, that was great. You guys are amazing. Yeah. Now let's like sit around and talk and be happy."
I have a story to tell you guys about this. So back in 2016, when I was moving to my new apartment, I asked Kyle, our friend Matt, and our friend Jill to help me move. And then I also hired 2 movers because I was just like, with all these people, we'll be able to do it super quickly. So Matt and Kyle go out the night before, totally fine. Actually, Jill and I joined you guys, but Jill and I went back to my place. We slept. We were just like, okay, the next day we'll get up early. We'll be great. Of course, Matt and Kyle are late, but it's mostly because Kyle overslept.
I'm a sleepy baby.
And then, so the movers basically were doing most of the work, but like Matt, Jill, and I were moving stuff to the living room to have them loaded to the truck. Kyle is taking photos of the hot mover guy, also named Kyle, and he's sending it to friends, being like, "Look how cute he is." And it's like, it's not even like creeper from the window, like doing this. It's like zoomed up, close-up shots of like his ass, his biceps.
It was not his ass. It was just his back. It was just him from behind, but it wasn't like a zoom in on his butt.
Oh, sure.
At first.
Sure.
At first, yeah.
So,
I'm not
yeah,
good at moving. I don't have.
No.
That's not my strength. My
That's
strength
okay.
is like keeping it fun, keeping it cute.
Yeah. But speaking of Capricorns, because you just brought up your sister, I actually
Yep.
I have some news for her. So Capricorn, it's going to be a lucky month for you guys.
Ooh.
So yeah, your 8th house, which is the house of shared resources, apparently Venus is going to move into that this month. So what that means is that you're going to stumble across some money somehow. I don't know what it is. I don't know how, but Capricorns tend to always somehow get money.
They're hard workers.
Yeah, they're hard workers or driven and stuff like that. But it's whether like an inheritance or like a tax return or something, like you won the lottery. You're gonna come across some money this month apparently. And what Tarot.com is suggesting is that you use this money to help with a housing project. So maybe your mom. Yeah. Because Capricorns are really organized and really put together.
Yeah.
So like a project around the home is something that would be perfect for them because they can like build from the ground up and make something really nice and sweet. And with the money that they'll get in contact with, Kelsey's gonna buy your mom a hot tub, basically, is what I'm saying.
But I would love that for her. I feel that in her future.
Right.
I guess to like add on to that, my sister Kelsey not only is a Capricorn, she's also an interior designer. So with my mom moving into a house, my sister has been doing like all of the floor plans, drawing in like where the furniture goes, like helping to organize, helping kind of direct my mom into where like she should be putting her money and energy, which my sister loves. Like that's what Kelsey is so good at organizing people. Like I'm not organized in the slightest. Like I wish I was. Virgo season, I'm trying to be.
Moving. I was like, I think from the moving story, people get a good idea of that.
Oh my God. Like, I mean, you're moving, my moving. One time my dad and sister came to help me move. And sorry, it was just, I suck. And no. I had told them, I had said, most of the stuff was packed. Because in my head, I was like, oh yeah, I packed like 3 boxes. They show up and my sister's like, the hell is... You said you were packed. I was like, I mean, I packed 3 boxes. She's like, you didn't pack any of your shoes, any of your clothes. Why? All of your art supplies are out. And I'm like, but we can just like take them from this apartment and just take them to the other apartment. She's like, no! So I'm not good at it, but she's great at your neck. She kind of did. But she was like, oh. But I do think that like that probably bodes well for Kelsey. I mean, like, yeah, Capricorns in general, they're hard workers.
Yeah.
They're hard workers. Anytime I'm like, I need to get something done, I'm not good at doing it myself, I call my sister.
Exactly.
I mean, but she'll get it done. And vice versa. Like she calls me because I pump her up.
Pump up the jam. Pump it up.
Do people do this anymore? Do they raise the roof?
I raise the roof. Wow. But I'm also getting close to 30. The
roof does not stop at 30.
31.
30, maybe like 33, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
That roof is the glass ceiling. No.
All right. What's next on our list?
So Aquarius is next.
Ooh,
and I love Aquarius too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Aquarius. My dad's an Aquarius. So
Oprah's an Aquarius.
Oprah is an Aquarius. I should have worn my Oprah shirt. So for Aquarius, Aquarians always tend to sort of live in their heads most of the time. But this month, let your emotions be your guide for how you deal with things. right now would be a great time to put in that energy of love and guidance into your loved ones. It also says that money may be giving you anxiety this month, but have no fear. Life is fluid and not a straightforward line, and finances are the same way. Have faith and everything will be on track, even if it doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
Which is just kind of, that seems like, wouldn't that be like a cute sign, like over like, I don't know, some like white mom's like kitchen table, have faith and everything will work out fine.
I feel like that is already a thing.
Yeah, design
right?
Kyle Parker for TJ Maxx.
Right.
But yeah, no,
But we could like, I was like, we could hang them up at anywhere, like a church. Have faith.
have faith. A George Michael tribute band, because you gotta have faith.
And it's just a guy in the back holding the sign. Have faith.
It's just me. I think that's, Aquarius, they always tend to, because they live in their head so much, they're very much like, I almost said they're very thoughty. They're very thoughty.
They can be.
I
feel like Aquarius is always trying to like rationalize everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like they always try to logically be like, my emotions are feeling this way because of this and that and this reason.
It's like, just feel things. Just feel things.
Just let it go.
Which I think is like hard right now because there's so many different things going on, and maybe trying to rationalize out, like, I always think trying to rationalize and reason out unreasonable things like Trump, the pandemic, the reason that America is so fucking racist, which we kind of know why America is racist, but I don't know, it kind of puts you into like a headspin, and you kind of you spiral a little bit. So just like take a step back, everything will be okay. So like every other horoscope we've read.
It's just one theme. Just really have faith.
Yeah, have faith.
Yeah. No, I think Aquarius they tend to do pretty good on their own too. So I think that this month, from what I interpreted from that, is that maybe they should actually maybe reach out to their friends to like give them that like emotional support that they tend to not really get, from themselves. And I think that could also help. So Aquarius friends, live your social life this month. Like connect with friends, but be smart about it. And
which they will be, because they're very thinking. They're very in their.
They're very thinking.
They're very in their head.
They're very thinking.
I took a public speaking class back in 2011, and
did you get a refund?
I got it. The teacher was asking me for advice.
Sure.
The teacher said, "Ma'am, this isn't your class," and I said, "No, it is. Hi, I'm Tyler. I'm your teacher now." It was community college. Like they're happy I was there.
Yeah. All right. Get into our narrative. They weren't. Get into the last sign of the zodiac. It is the sea fish, Pisces, from February 19th to March 20th. So
that was a fish.
So Pisces, you're going to be living out the fantasy that Kyle Parker always wanted this month, in the sense that new love is in the air for you guys if you pick up on it intuitively.
There were so many layers to that comment, and I was like, you got me, girl.
So apparently there's a lot of new chances waiting for you if you can read into them correctly. So they're saying that new love can spark up in the air from someone that you never really looked at that way before. So in other words, it could be a coworker. It could be a friend who you've just been buddy-buddy with, and all of a sudden you're just like, wait, am I having feelings for this person? Do I like them? Rather than just sitting on these thoughts and feelings, act upon them this month. You know what? Shoot your shot. Like, you know what? Do you want to go get coffee sometime? Do you want to go to the sex dungeon?
Maybe. You want to have coffee in the sex dungeon?
Maybe. Actually, that would be, yeah. I would
Iced
do it.
coffee.
Iced coffee. As long as it's iced coffee, you know?
Yeah.
Another thing too, though, is that if Pisces, if you're in a committed relationship, this is also a good opportunity for you guys to create something new together, whether it be a project that you guys both want to work on, or if there is something that you both can claim ownership over, like maybe getting a pet. This could be a good month to explore that. And by pet, I mean someone who'd be willing to go down into that sex dungeon for you guys.
Ooh, yeah. Pup play? Which we talked about in our kink episode.
Kink episode. Yes.
Wow. You can
Full
take
circle.
you can take months away from us recording and we are still self-referential.
Yeah. We will still talk about that kink episode. It'll be like on our deathbeds. It'll say have faith and listen to the kink episode on Fear the Queer.
my deathbed will be in the sex dungeon.
Yeah.
It'll be a death sex swing.
Like, is there a coffin in the swing, or
it's
is it
just it's like a sling. My legs are like behind my head. No one will touch me. They're just like, we thought he was dead already, and I'll be like, same.
Yeah. Same.
But thank God I have a pet with my Pisces partner.
Exactly. I mean, I feel like a lot of people would say that. So, all right. So we just knocked through all 12 zodiac signs.
12 zodiac signs.
Then for their new beginnings of the month of September, basically the main takeaway of it all is just pump the brakes, let life take over. It might be weird. It might be crazy. You might have to raise the roof a couple times to get through it, but everything will be okay as long as you have faith.
Wow.
Didn't you just say that?
I think I did. And I think you just said it. So I think we are both having faith.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel good about it.
Yeah, I do too. I was going to say, I was like,
I feel good.
There wasn't any zodiac reading that I was just like, oh, they probably, like, except maybe Cancers, because that one was kind of rough for them. But yeah. I think for the most part, everybody should be fine.
Well, and I also think, I don't know if you do this, but like whenever I read my Leo horoscope, I will go through all of the signs. I do not read the Leo
horoscope.
Well, why not? I don't. It's fun. Everyone can be a Leo if you believe hard enough. If you are so blessed. No, but I go through and I read all of the signs that are in my chart. So I'll read like Pisces, I'll read Taurus. Who else is in my chart? Virgo, Leo. That's about it. Yeah. In my mains. But so I don't know. I think the overall feeling is like, yeah, have faith. The energy is out there. Because with the new beginnings, like I think that a lot of it does kind of put you in an offset mood of like, oh God, I don't know if this is the right time to be doing this. I don't know if this is the right career path, the right creativity. Should I move? Should I, whatever it might be. Everything seems to be pointing to go forward.
Yeah, just trust your intuition and just go upon that. Because the thing is too is that like because we're living in such a shit world right now with COVID, Trump, like all these racist cops shooting people, like it's really hard to say that you're going to give up control over your own life during these really hectic times, I think. So it's probably going to be a challenge, but it probably will work out for the best for a lot of us if we just allow it to happen. So
yeah.
New beginnings.
New beginnings. Do you still have the pattern downloaded on your phone?
I do. Oh yes. What is? Ooh. Are we gonna look up our pattern?
We should, because like, hey, we are not sponsored whatsoever. But if you haven't downloaded the pattern and you want to freak yourself out a little bit, do it.
If you want to read you to filth about your personal life.
Oh my God. Yeah. It literally is like, you sweaty bitch. You need to get off that couch. You need to go take a shower. Stop drinking coffee. Get a glass of water in there.
It'll be like, do you
No.
remember that thing that happened to you in third grade? This is why you're traumatized because of that. And this is why you don't have a loved one right now. Because
And
of
I'm
this.
like, that thing that happened in third grade that traumatized me, be more specific, pattern. When? What time?
Right.
God,
Bitch, I have
Diary of
millions
a
of
Fat
them.
Kid. Diary of a Fat Kid. Oh, wow.
Okay. So I'm pulling up my pattern. Do you have yours?
I do.
Okay. So
Do you go first.
okay, I was gonna say, so the main thing that the pattern is saying that is gonna be a big thing for me right now is that it's titled Revolution and Reflection. It says you might feel blocked right now, like you can't use your strength or authority in the way that you want. During the cycle, you may start to feel judged by others or pressured to accomplish or commit to something, but it might seem harder than usual to reach your goals. And even if you do, it might not feel like it's good enough for you, but there might be something better out there for you. These challenges can be discouraging. In response, you might shut down or second guess yourself. This is a very sober and serious time for you. It may feel like your endorphin levels are diminished or that you're hitting a wall. Um, this depressing feeling is to help you face the objective reality and the cold, hard facts of your situation. This energy prevents you from relying on the part of you that reacts impulsively. Not me, no. And uses your strength and speed alone to accomplish things. Right now, it'll be hard to cope in the way the things you used to, but rather than pushing through the limits, it's time for you to let go. Instead of getting angry and trying to fix things, you're just being forced to sit with your frustrations that you feel and reflect upon it.
That's
There's
weird.
more, but I feel like that pretty much like is
That's weird because it kind of goes into your horoscope, kind of goes into what you were talking about.
Right.
I mean, what if like the pattern was just listening to us and they're like, okay, we're going to talk about this because they've been talking about. I'm like,
so I just
robots.
threw my phone in there.
Yeah. Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah. So that's what, and the weird thing is too, is that like what I like about the pattern is that it's not like that doesn't apply to all Aries. That applies to just people with my chart specifically.
Right.
Yeah. So it's so that's kind of interesting how it still reflects upon the Aries personality, but in my own way. Interesting.
Yeah. Because you put in like when people who don't have the pattern, like you download the app and then you put in like your birth time and your birthday and all that other good stuff. So it's like super specific. And then you can like link up with friends on here and it'll say like, you're similar to this friend. You're different than this friend. And I mean, some of that I
was gonna say, Kyle and I
read what ours says.
Yeah, so our profile says is that we are somewhat similar, but mostly different. Kyle likes to hold on to things of what feels good and may avoid leaving their comfort zone. You're more competitive and aggressive. You'll do whatever needs to be done, no matter what.
Yeah, you are.
I was gonna say that's pretty fitting for both of us. Yeah.
Yeah, I am a little bit stubborn, because I like comfort.
I do like this one though. Each of you has a confidence that's meant to inspire others. Although at times you are so into your own projects that you and Kyle may resist collaboration or positive feedback.
Well, we're done with this conversation. How dare you read me?
Right. See, the pattern will just like.
I mean,
what?
The pattern will go after you. I mean, like I think I'm okay with collaboration.
He's not.
I like working with people.
But you have to trust them.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a big one for me. Trust. I mean, that's like for a lot of people. I don't think that's just like specific to me. But I think that when you collaborate with people, you want to trust them because then I feel like I have a tendency to want to control the narrative or control the image that is being produced or created for whatever project it might be. So like if I don't really trust a person, I have a tendency to just be like, well, then I have to take charge and I have to be the one to do everything.
I was gonna say, to expand on that, you have to trust the person that whatever the end result will be it's still a reflection upon you, and you want to trust the fact that their image matches what your image is.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, I don't think so either.
But it's so weird because like even when I trust people like as a person, working with people on projects or creatively, it is like a different realm of like what people's talents are, what they can bring to the table. So
right.
like I always have to like have a pause and be like, okay, are you actually good at this?
Yeah.
Are you going to make me look a fool more than I already am?
A clown.
A clown.
A circus clown.
I am a clown.
But what does your pattern say?
My pattern,
clowns.
Whoop, whoop. My pattern says, and this is just from today. So it says, even if you become the biggest star or the most successful, it still might not feel like enough to fill the void.
Oh.
Pause for laughter.
Damn.
It's irrational and overwhelming to not be able to feel important when that's all you want. True. Instead of looking outside of yourself for the approval you crave, you've been forced to turn inward and go deeper into your feelings. You're becoming more of a developed person, someone who has both light and depth.
Crazy.
And we're like this whole episode, we're talking about, didn't I say? I said, I feel like there's this shift. I feel like I'm changing in some way. I don't know what it is, but I don't know. Like, I'm just intuitive. Like I amateur psychic. But yeah, no, I think that's like my big thing is like, I felt something shift and I'm going with it. Let go and let God.
Have faith. I think this month will be interesting, especially for the both of us specifically, considering the fact that we are starting our new beginnings with this brand new format of the podcast.
Right.
And there might be some bumps and some roadblocks, but we will figure it out.
I thought I put concealer over those bumps and roadblocks, though, so that's...
Oh, honey, we're shooting in HD. We know.
I got a ring light, and now I think I know everything. So, like... oh, God.
Well, this is a cool, reflective moment for both of us.
Yeah. I feel reflective. I feel shiny. I feel like tinfoil.
Yeah. Well, that's just because it's hot in your apartment.
Yeah, I feel like tinfoil because I'm actually a baked potato.
Exactly. So, listeners, thank you for listening to another comeback episode of Fear the Queer. I'm sure
second one of the year.
Right? Well, we got it.
We got it.
We got it. No, we can't use that one. I'm sorry. We can't, because that made me look like a crazy person.
I look crazy.
I need to know that I'm being heard.
Well, we got it. Literally, that is like...
I like that one.
Yeah, I like that one. Mm-hmm.
Use it. Cut. Okay, we're good.
Me trying to control my own image.
Yeah.
That's literally me.
If you're watching this episode, yay, congratulations. You're watching it on our brand new format. We have a YouTube channel now. YouTube.com/Fear the Peer. Fear the Peer. Fear the Peer.
Fear the Peer. If you're going out sailing, you got to fear the pier. Right now, this is a sinking ship.
It really is.
You're about to set sail.
YouTube.com.
Okay, one more time with gusto. One more time with gusto.
Okay, shut up. YouTube.com/Fear the Queer podcast. But for those of you who still, may not like seeing our faces and,
Fair. I don't either.
Yeah, you can still listen to us in podcast form. You can still see us on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And we will be converting this episode into MP3 format for those of you who just, are a little bit jealous of the fact that we look so pretty. and they just don't want to.
It's my ring light.
Kyle, where else can they find us?
You can also find us on the Facebook at Fear the Queer Podcast. And you can also find us on Instagram at Fear the Queer Podcast. We've been kind of inactive the past couple months, just as we've said, everything, our new beginnings. But with that being said, I think we're going to be more active on socials. So follow us, follow along, comment and like. We're just I don't care.
I was going to say, because every Friday we're going to be trying to have more interactive stuff with you guys, Fear the Queer Fridays. So check out our Instagram on Friday, and we'll be doing a little head-to-head battle of the zodiac signs and who will come out on top. Probably neither one of us.
No, I'm going to say probably not a Leo or an Aries.
No.
I'm going to say maybe Scorpio this month. They had a good horoscope. So
I was gonna say they're gonna have a good month ahead of them. All right, so thank you for tuning in, everyone. And as always, I am Josh,
and I'm Kyle,
and we're
Fear the Queer. Bye. Did that sound okay?
This wasn't recording the entire time, actually.
Could you? Oh my God, I would die.
Okay, that was a great practice round. Now let's do it.
Now we're gonna do it for real this time. Okay, and a 1, 2, 3.
Wait.